Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Ashmore Arboretum. And today on the homestead, we're making maple syrup. Stick around and I'll show you how this process is done. Here it is, the end of January, and the temperatures are just about right. And we're going to start tapping maple trees to collect maple sap to make maple syrup. Now, you're going to need a few things to get started with this. You're going to need a drill. You're going to need a drill bit. I'm using spiles that are 5/16 inch diameter. I also have some antique spiles that I might be using a little bit later this season. And you're going to need some sort of collection apparatus. I'm just using food grade 3 and 5 gallon buckets. Now, a little bit about these spiles. I ordered these online, and these are plastic spiles. The industry standard used to be 7/16, but they have since gone to 5/16 because it leaves a smaller diameter hole in the tree, which is an easier wound for the tree to heal. These tubes, these drops, this is UV resistant tubing, food grade tubing that I have sanitized and sterilized. And same with my buckets, I've sanitized and sterilized them as well, just to keep bacteria from building up. Because of the color of these tubes, they don't absorb the UV light, and that helps with keeping bacteria growth to a minimum. Now, first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to locate your maple trees. Unfortunately, on our homestead, we do not have any sugar maples. We have silver maples, and silver maples will work, but the ratio from sap to syrup is a little bit larger. Your standard sugar maple, you're looking at about 40 gallons of sap to 1 gallon of syrup. Whereas with your silver maples, you're looking at about 50 or 52 gallons of sap to 1 gallon of syrup. That's what I have, so that's what I'm going to deal with. I'm going to show you real quick how to tap these trees. Here I have my drill, and what I'm going to do is I have holes drilled into the side of my bucket. I'm going to feed this tube in, and this just helps keep everything inside and contained, because I have a lid I'll put on this as well. And I will set this in location around this tree, and you're looking for a root. Well, this is a big large root coming up here, and I'm going to go ahead and tap this right about here on this southwest facing side of the tree. So let me go ahead and get this in. And we actually have a little bit of sap starting to run out. So I'm going to put that in, that spile in, and because it's plastic, you're just going to give it a gentle tap, and that's all it takes. Now, as the sap drips out of this tree, it'll go down this tube and into this bucket, this collection apparatus. And I'll check these every day, and I'll store it in a larger container up at the homestead. But this tree is large enough, I'm going to try to go ahead and get 2 taps in it, and I'll be right back. Okay folks, because of the layout of where this tree is in relation to the creek, I decided to only put 1 tap in this tree. I'm probably come back out with another bucket and put a tap on the other side. But my drops, they're only about 25 inches long, and I can't get where I need to make sure that this is going to be in the right location for sap to run appropriately. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover this up and clamp it down. You don't need to put all the clamps down. 1, maybe 2 clamps will work just fine. And that is seriously as simple as it is to collect your maple sap. Now, once I have collected for this week, I'll gather everything together and I'll start the boiling process. And I'll show you that on the next episode. But while I was putting this tap in, I saw something I thought you might like to see. So while I was putting this tap in, here, you can see it against the tree and how it's just tapped in there. I looked up here, and I don't know if you can see it, but right there is a deer antler. Let's get up here and look at it and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's been chewed on a little bit. That's okay. Folks, I actually passed this buck earlier this season in hopes that my wife could kill it. And I guess it made it through season. Obviously my wife didn't get it, which I'm okay with that. So hopefully he'll be bigger next year. This hasn't been off that long. This has not been off that long. So, all right, folks, until next time, thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Ashmore Arboretum, and today we are collecting maple sap. Let me show you one of our first buckets. Here we are, walking up to the first tree. I got my little helper out here today, and I got a bucket over here that I'm just going to put whatever's in this bucket in, so I can take it home and put it in my collection tank until I'm ready to start boiling it down. But this is the first check on the first day, and we'll see what we got. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's about almost 2 gallons of sap, and you can see this drop is still running. That's what we like. If they all produce like that, it won't take any time at all, and I'll get my 2 gallon goal. 2 gallon of finished syrup goal. So, all right, I just wanted to show you this. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay folks, we're back, and I'm walking down the trail a little bit at my in-laws' place, and we've come up to the next sugar maple tree, and I'm going to show you if we got each bucket or not. Now, I hope there is. I see sap weeping out of this silver maple tree, so hopefully there is something in here. You see the spiles are in. This is my food grade bucket. Let's see what we got. Well, that right there is about 3 gallons of sap. That's awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer that to one of my collection buckets, and I'm going to take it home and we're going to store it until I have enough to boil. Okay guys, welcome back to Ashmore Arboretum. Today is day 2 of me out here collecting sap, and we're going to walk up on one of these taps and we're going to see just how much is in it. I don't think it's probably going to produce near as much as it did yesterday because the temperatures weren't as high, but let's go take a look. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it is raining right now. Let's take the lid off of this. Yeah. So we have probably a gallon in there right now, and this was almost full yesterday. So temperature does play a big role in how much the sap is going to flow. So, all right, I just want to show you this. I'm going to go ahead and collect this sap, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay folks, welcome back to Ashmore Arboretum, and it is Sunday, right at a week of collecting sap. Here it is, walking back up to it. Well, I'm good with that. That's almost 4 gallons of sap, and if you see, it's still dripping. It's still dripping. That's what we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this collected and get these buckets swapped out and get ready to go to work. I'll bring you back when we start the next process. Okay, what we have here is we have part of our maple sap boiling setup. Now I'm having to use a turkey fryer today because the wind blew the tarp off my wood pile and some of it got wet. So as you see up here in the corner, I have some wood on top drying. I have more stacked on the other side drying, but once I get this all dried out and I get enough dried wood, it'll all just be on the wood fire stove. But as you can see here, I've got a rolling simmer on my maple sap, and what I have over here is I have just a standard 9x13 pan, and I have it filled. Please forgive me for not having this thing level. We've received a lot of rain and it has sunk just a little bit, but I'm using this as a warming tray. And what I'll do is I'll take the preheated sap from this pan and put it in this pan, so it will not take as much energy to boil it off. Now this is going to be an all-day process, so stick around and I'll show you what we're left with. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you something real quick. The colors change on this sap to syrup as the sugars concentrate, and I wish you guys could smell this right now. This smells absolutely divine. I mean, it's a mixture of maple syrup and caramel, and you got wood smoke and just outdoor smells and aromas. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, I'll bring you back shortly and I'll show you the next step of the process. Alright guys, welcome back. Here it is, it's about 5:20 at night, and I have both of these containers, which is our final 2 containers, at a simmer. That one over there looks to be more at a boil than a simmer, but they're both at a simmer. I'm going to continue boiling sap off out here until we get down to just 1 container. Then I'm going to take them inside to where I have more control over the temperature to finish off the project. Let me show you what we're dealing with right now. This is a steamer table tray, and as you can see, it is boiling. A very gentle boil, and I have this one over here that it's just cooking away. And as this one evaporates, I refill it with this one, and once this pan is empty and all of our sap is in this one, I'm going to take it all inside and I'm going to finish it off on the cooktop. So when we start doing that, I'll show you that part of the process. I made up this little contraption here to hold a cone filter, and this is the first filtering of all this this maple sap. And you can see the sludge and the grime and the niter, which is the sugar sand, that got caught up in this filter. Now I will filter this again before we bottle it, and that should take care of most of the niter or the sugar sand. Even though there is no issues with it, it's not going to hurt you. It's just mineral deposits. It's just not pretty and leads to a cloudy looking finished product. So I just wanted to show you this step of the process. Stand by. Okay guys, we're getting close to the finished product now. We need to come up to 219 degrees. I will go ahead and strain it one more time and filter it, and then I'll finish it off and be able to get it in jars. Stand by. Okay guys, we have reached our 219 degree temperature, so this sap is done. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the burner and let it cool down a little bit before I start filtering into the jars. Well folks, there it is. That's the finished product. I have 2 pints and about a 1/4 pint of pure maple syrup. Alright, if you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.